Welcome to Piplup'S Corner. Welcome to Piplup'S Corner. Welcome to Piplup'S Corner. Look, it's Piplup and Piplup'S Corner. Welcome back to Piplup'S Corner. I'm your host, Brian Rainman Rainey. Recently, I heard that Prince Piplup is not happy with me for starting the show without him. Oops. He will be with us very soon. But as you know, if you're not subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you know when all these videos come out. Also, please hit that like button and share this video with all your friends. This episode will be showing me my top 10 mainline series of games. BDSP Noir Legends RSKS will be included in consideration for this list. They haven't been released yet, and that's why. And for number 10, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I have started to play through, and I love the story thus far in the game. I know the main overall story after seeing a few playthroughs of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon on the internet. I love the difficulty of the game as well, even to the point where it frustrates me at times, but hey, it's okay. Some of my favorite Pokemon are from this generation, such as Duskform, Lycanroc, and I think, Alolan Vulpix and Ninetales. My only letdown about this... Sorry about that phone ring. My only letdown about this game is that How is basically no challenge at all, and he's supposed to be the rival. Yeah. I don't like a rival that has no challenge for me. That's no point in having him in there. Number 9, Yellow. It's lower on this list, even though it's one of my favorite games to play. And when Yellow was announced back in the late 90s, I was hyped because we're finally getting the anime in video game form. And that is basically what this game is. You had Team Rocket Grunts, Jesse and James, chasing you around Kanto. Also, your first Pokemon was the same as Ash Ketchum's, Pikachu. Furthermore, you also managed through different events in the game to get the various starters and other Pokemon like normal. And then in 2018 you got the remix of Yellow, which is our number 8 entry in this list. Let's go Pikachu and let's go Eevee. This was the first game that was released on the Switch in the mainline series of games for Pokemon, and that is awesome. The graphics of this game are just beautiful. And they are remakes and retellings of Yellow. Not Red, not Blue, but Yellow. Red and Blue got their own remakes in Fire Red and Leaf Green. And I love that you're not playing as Ash anymore. You're playing as a totally brand new character for this game. And your rival's not even Gary, Blue. Or Gary is in the anime. No, it's a guy named Trace, but you get to change his name, and that's just awesome. It's one of my favorite games to play. It was the first mainline game on the Switch, and that was just awesome. Also, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee have connectivity to Niantic's AR Pokemon game, Pokemon Go, and it was the first one on the Switch, obviously. And it was the first time we got to see Eevee as a starter Pokemon. Now, Eevee was the starter Pokemon of Gary in Yellow, so that's why it was here. And number 7, Omega Ruby, oh my god, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. This is going to be a shorter entry because I was a big fan of the Hoenn games, as you'll see in a little bit. These Hoenn remakes are beautiful. I love the addition of the Draconeggs in there with a little more lore and history in the games. I love the remix of reimaging of a lot of the towns and cities in the game, and some of the routes as well. And the fact that you got Megas in this game, and you could fly. You could fly on top of Latios or Latias depending on the game. I've only played Omega Ruby. I have yet to play Alpha Sapphire. That's going to be something I'm going to stream. I'm going to record from this channel, and the Rayman Plays series, it's going to be there. Plus, you get to play as either Brendan and May with your rival being the opposite, and that's just awesome. I love when you got a choice between two protagonists, and the other protagonist becomes your rival instead of there being a natural rival already built into the games. Number 6, the games that they're loosely based off of. Emerald. Emerald is the culmination of Ruby and Sapphire, because in Ruby you're fighting Team Magma, and in Sapphire you're fighting Team Aqua. In Emerald you fight both, and it's awesome. My favorite cutscene out of all Pokemon comes from this game. It's when Kyogre and Groudon are fighting for dominance between the two teams, and out of the sky comes this light like an angel falling down, and this huge green and gold Pokemon comes down, and Rayquaza comes and says, "Get the hell out of here, you two. I'm the one that's dominant in this place. It's my place." That's my main reason for it. Plus, Hoenn was the first game to expand the Pokemon universe outside of being connected directly to Kanto, because Gold and Silver were made as what was supposed to be the sequels to Red, Blue, and Yellow, and possibly the end of the Pokemon series. And now for number 5, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I was always enamored with this game from the minute it was announced. I never picked them up till just recently. My bad. Even though I hate that phrase. I love Heart Gold, Soul Silver. They are awesome retellings of Gold and Silver, and they add elements from Crystal as well. I love seeing these games in full color, which the Game Boy Color was very limited in its color palette. But once it got to the Game Boy Advance and the DS, they had a full color palette. I love it. I love the redesigns of all the gyms in here. Now, I've played through all the Johto half, except for the Elite Four. I have not finished that yet. I love the difficulty in this game. And yes, I had problems with 2 of the gyms. Morty, because of the stupid Gengar, and Whitney, because of Miltank. And yes, Whitney is still one of the hardest freaking gym leaders out there. Plus, this game, which in Crystal, well, this game introduces Lyra, a new protagonist to the game, and basically pushes off the old female protagonist, but we'll get to that in a bit. Number 4, Platinum. Now, there are a lot of things about Platinum I like. You had the Battle Frontier, you had the Underground, and you had the expanded Pokedex from Diamond and Pearl. You had Distortion World. It is the ultimate version of the Sinnoh region. Fixes a lot of the problems of the Sinnoh Dex by adding more Fire-type Pokemon. All the Pokemon from Sinnoh are finally introduced, because there are Pokemon in this Dex that had never been seen before, nor were they in Diamond and Pearl. You have Cynthia, the ultimate champion of all the Pokemon. I think she's tons better than Leon will ever be. You have Cyrus, probably the nastiest evil team leader there is out there. And you have the starters, Piplup, Chimchar, and Turtwig, which in my opinion are the best 3 starters in all of Pokemon. We'll get to generational lists like that shortly. And number 3, you have the current games, Sword and Shield. These are the games I probably played through the most, and I have gotten tons of versions of the different characters. I love that they're the first full new generation on the Switch. We're likely to see 1 or 2 more on the Switch. It's my guess before we go to a new system. You have the Dynamax adventures in the Crown Tundra for the shiny Pokemon. You have new legendaries in Zamazenta and Zacian, which are some of the best legendaries out there. You have Eternatus, who is a very powerful Pokemon. You have the Dialogue, which is not your normal English dialogue if you're playing the English version, but it's in a British uses British words and British dialect style for these games, and I love it. It is the first mainline Pokemon game to have DLC, and the DLC was awesome. The Isle of Armor just looked like the beginning of what is possible for Pokemon with the controls for basically having control to see everywhere. The wild area was the beginning of that. The extension of the wild area was the Isle of Armor, and then you have the Crown Tundra. You could basically, outside going in the buildings, you could move the camera 360 degrees everywhere. You could see everything. Plus, you have the return of every freaking legendary Pokemon ever in Pokemon. If you have never played a Pokemon game, this is probably the one you should start with, in my opinion. It gives you the basis. You see most of the Pokemon throughout the 8 generations. Not every Pokemon's there. The Mythicals are not there, but it's there. Plus, there's the choice of starters is just awesome. The one I think is the weakest is Sabo, but I love Scorbunny. Scorbunny is one of my top 10 Pokemon. He's number 6 on my list, as you probably saw in the last video. But anyways, no, not the last video, the video before that, whatever. But it was in a recent video. I love these. It's the first games for a home console, and this home console is also portable, so it's awesome. And number 2, X and Y. I have completed X. I absolutely love Kalos. It is one of the most beautiful, well-designed regions I've ever seen. It is the first Pokemon game to be in 3 dimensions outside the two-dimensional style they've been using. You got your ride Pokemon finally. It's the first time you had ride Pokemon. It was the last generation to have HMs. The last generation to have HMs. HMs have not been seen since Kalos. Well, Generation 6 was the last generation, because they had them in the Hoenn remix, but that's a whole different story. It introduced Mega Pokemon, which is by far one of the best things they ever introduced. You have 4 friends in this game: Shauna, Tierno, Travers, and Serena. And even though Serena is one of your friends, she is your biggest rival, and she is not a pushover at all. You had some well-designed Pokemon. Some of my favorite Pokemon are from this generation, such as the Froakie line with Greninja. The one letdown about Greninja himself, his defense was horrible. The other 2 starters I'm on, so I like the design of Chestnut, I like the design of Chespin. I do not like the Delphox line's design. However, Delphox was the MVP of my playthrough. That Pokemon just kicked butt because of its fire and psychic typing. Is a really powerful type to have together. And the scenery. Oh my god, the scenery was beautiful. It showed 3D in galore. I wish scenery like this was in Sword and Shield, but it wasn't, because they haven't tapped into what they could do on the Switch as of yet. But now for my favorite game, and there's a reason why. As you probably know from my top 10 Pokemon list last week. Number 1, Crystal. Crystal introduced us to the first female protagonist of the mainline games, Chris, who wound up being, if I remember correctly, no, she wasn't. No, I'm sorry. That's later games. The box art legendary Suicune, my second favorite Pokemon of all time behind Piplup. Hence the name of this channel, the name of this series. It was the first enhanced version that was truly an enhanced version of the previous games. You had it was basically gold and silver mashed together with additional story elements with Yusin and Suicune. All those elements made its way over to Heart Gold Soul Silver, which is an awesome series as well. You can get both Lugia and Ho-Oh in this game. You can get all the legendaries in there. And it's just beautiful and awesome. And that's it for my top 10 mainline games. And here is the recap. At number 10 was Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. All these games to me are from 10 up. Number 9 was Yellow, the Special Pikachu Edition. That's the whole title of the actual game. 8. The remakes of Yellow, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. The Hoenn remakes at 7. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. 6. The enhanced version of the Hoenn games, Emerald. 5. Heart Gold Soul Silver. These are a lot of people's favorite games of all time. Number 4. Platinum. Sinnoh's my favorite region. Hence why it's so high on the list. Number 3. Sword and Shield. What can I say? I'm a sucker for the new generation. Number 2. X and Y. I explained why and needs to know, because I know this is a lot of people's favorite generation as well. Number 1. Crystal. I can't say anything else about Crystal besides other than what it is. Alright, thank you for joining us for the top 10 mainline series games of Pokemon. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know I did. Comment your thoughts on the video at the bottom, but be nice. We're not here to bust people's balls, but we want everything to be nice and clean. No ugliness. You can still criticize it, but and be nice. Also, check me out on my social media at BDRainy2031 on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And until the next video, be cool by being you, because you know what? You're awesome just the way you are. See you in the next video. Bye!